Within the larger Tea Party movement that's gained steam across the country, a small but passionate minority is also voicing what some see as racist rhetoric, including this doctored image circulating on the internet and even some protesters' signs like this one in Brighton, Michigan, portraying President Obama as a witch doctor. We took to the streets of Washington to get reaction.
I think it's disrespectful to the office of the president to portray him in this manner. It's racist.
This is appalling.
Just how prevalent were the protesters carrying racially charged messages? Difficult to quantify. CNN all-platform journalist Jim Spellman spent weeks covering the Tea Party demonstrators as a whole.
Only a handful of people seem to outwardly have racial issues with the president. But the more you talk to people, you could sense that it was part of a larger distrust.
For their part, Tea Party leaders disavow any racist views.
I saw very little overt racism or anger, and those were on the fringes and were marginalized.
They want attention focused on the role and reach of government into people's lives, but say that controversial protesters have the right to speak their mind.
Part of America is that there are people who are bigoted, and you're never going to convince them not to be. You don't have to embrace them, but in this country, you can't shut them up either.
Chicago Tribune columnist Clarence Page sees the Obama presidency as a chance for some to lash out.
People are not just mad at Obama. They're mad at Jesse Jackson. They're mad at Reverend Wright. They're mad at Al Sharpton. They're mad at people who have nothing to do with Obama, except they all happen to be black.
Page says the vehemently racial resistance that's emerged is another sign any notion of a post-racial society after Barack Obama's election was wishful thinking.
It's only the beginning of the process that we are able to live with leadership that may not look like us, may not have come from the same background as us, but is still part of this very diverse society.
Mark Williams, the Tea Party organizer we talked to, notes there's been some inflammatory rhetoric and statements at events like anti-war protests in the past, burning flags and hanging effigies, he says. His point? That, like other grassroots movements, the Tea Party protesters are a cross-section of America. Elaine Quijano, CNN, Washington.